All right, you guys, we are starting. I've already went ahead and cleansed my skin. I figured we could do the whole show today, so I'm gonna do my brows and my skincare with you guys. So I recently went to Sephora and they actually ended up giving me my birthday gift. So in my Sephora birthday set, it came with this little Glow Recipe mini watermelon toner. I mean, how cute is that? If you saw my Sephora recommendations video, you'll know that I have the full size of this and I absolutely love it. So I personally just like to apply a few drops onto my hands, kind of like a water essence, and I literally just pat it into the skin. And I find that this just really helps a lot with my texture, my pores. Next up, I'm gonna moisturize my skin with the Olay Henriksen Sea Rush Gel Cream. This is a very popular moisturizer here on the tube. So for reference, my skin is dry and acne prone, so I just love this. It does not clog my pores or anything like that, and it gives me the prettiest glow. For eye cream, I'm gonna go in with the Olay Banana Bright Eye Cream. This one pairs really nicely with the Sea Rush moisturizer, and I just love how this looks under the eyes. It's super glowy. It helps kind of diminish the look of my dark circles as well, which I really like because it has that nice kind of yellow pigment to it. So I'm just gonna work this under the eyes ever so lightly. So next I'm gonna go in with that Earth Harbor Naturals Helios Anti-Pollution Ampoule. It's like the longest name ever, but basically it's an oil serum, okay? I've been loving layering this over my moisturizer because it just gives me that extra punch of hydration, which I really need these days. So lastly, to top everything off, I'm gonna go in with this Sweet Chef Ginger Plus Kombucha Chill Mist. It smells so good, and it really just is going to refresh my skin and get us ready for this look. So I'm gonna begin with my eyebrows, and I'm gonna go in with this Reina Rebelde Brow Pomade. You can find this at Target. I personally picked mine up at Amazon. I will link it down below. And to apply this, I'm gonna use my handy dandy Morphe M158. It's just a very sharp angled brush like this. So the way I like to apply my pomade is I disperse the most amount of pigment towards the center and the outer area of the brow. And then whatever is left on my brush, I will slowly begin to drag it towards the front of the brow. To conceal under the brows, I'm gonna go in with the NARS Creme Brulee Soft Matte Concealer. This is just my favorite for cleaning up and really highlighting the eyebrow. So I'm just gonna go right under the eyebrow, ever so lightly, using very light pressure as I get to the front of the eyebrow. All right guys, so we have a one eyebrow all set. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one off camera, or else we will be here all day and we don't want that. So I'll be back in literally 1 second. And eyebrows are on. So today I'm gonna be kicking it old school with my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I have not used this in such a long time, but it's still one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes to date. It just has some of the warmest, prettiest shades. I love the shimmers in this palette as well. So first I'm gonna go ahead and prime the eyes, and for that I'm gonna go ahead and use my P. Louise eyeshadow base in the shade Rumor 1. So I like to just dot this on the lid, and then I'll just go in and blend it in with a brush. But you need a very small amount with this product because it does apply pretty generously. So what I'm gonna do is pick up my Morphe M173. This is the same brush that I like to use to blend out the concealer on my eyebrows. So I'm just gonna begin to kind of apply this primer everywhere and just really make sure that I'm canceling out any discoloration on my lids and just giving us a nice surface to blend our eyeshadows. So the first shade I'm gonna go in with is the shade Puree, which is just a matte kind of a bronzy brown. So I'm gonna pick this up on a Morphe M441 brush, and I'm just going to begin to apply this onto the crease pretty generously because I wanna make sure to really get that color in there. And I'm just working it back and forth to deposit the color, and then once I have the right amount that I want, I'm going to begin to blend in little back and forth circles to make sure to get it nice and diffused. So this eye is a little bit different for me. This is my good eye. Over here, I kind of have to place my color a little bit above my crease and kind of just create the same shape from the other eye. So what I do is I place the color right where I want most of the definition. So now that I've laid the color down, I'm going to pick up the same brush, and I did not dip back into the color. I'm literally just working with whatever's on the brush, and I'm doing little back and forth circles to really get that nice blown out blend. So next up, I'm gonna go in with the shade Summer Yum, which is also a warm brown, but it has a little bit more of like a red base to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of begin to focus this on the center, because that is where I want most of the definition today. Normally I would apply a lot of the color on the outer V, but today I really want to create that nice kind of rounded effect, and we are going to go in and do a little bit of a cut crease on the lid. So because of that, again, I just want to make sure that I emphasize a lot of this shade mostly on the center and working it on the inner and outer corners. So now that I have diffused that, I'm just going to work whatever's on my brush and lightly begin to buff this outwards using circular motions and extending the color outwards. I want a lot of the emphasis to be on the shimmer shade that we're going to use today, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my lid a little bit using my P. Louise base, and then I will decide whether we add some darker shades towards the end. So to shape out my crease, I always go in with the Morphe M224. It's just a really nice, sharp, precise little synthetic flat brush. So this is really, really great for kind of carving out the lids. So what I'm gonna do is kind of determine where my lid folds and how high up I want to bring this. So I think right about there is good. So what I'm gonna do is take my brush and place it right on the center of my lid. I'm gonna close my eyes slightly and just kind of dab my brush there. And that is pretty much where I want the cut crease to go. So from there, I'm literally just going to stamp this and work my way towards the inner portion of the lid. So now I'm going to pick up this Luxie brush. This one is in the number 209. It just looks like this. It's a synthetic little blending brush, but it is a little bit more tapered on the sides. So I like to use this to blend out my cut crease. So I'm just going to begin to tap this. All right guys, so the lids are all set, nice and diffused and ready for our champagne lid color. So for that, I'm gonna take the shade Luscious from the palette. So what I'm gonna do is pack that color onto a flat brush. This is the Morphe M166. And I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that ginger spray that we used in the beginning of the video. And I'm just gonna spritz the brush. And this is basically going to turn the shadow into a pigment and really just give it that nice foiled finish. And I'm literally just going to begin to apply this over that eyeshadow base and really just pack it on. Look how stunning this color is, guys. I seriously, like, I can't. Okay, guys, so now I want to finish up the outer corners of the eyes. So what I'm going to do is mix both those browns that we used in the crease on my same blending brush, and I'm just going to go in and begin to slowly pack this onto the outer V of the eye. I'm just going to build this up gradually and intensify it until I'm happy with how it looks. Okay guys, so I decided I do want a little bit more darkness on the outer V, and I'm not seeing a color in the palette that's really giving that to me. So what I'm gonna do is whip out my handy dandy little custom palette. These are all Makeup Forever eyeshadows, and I think there's 2 MAC Pro colors in here as well. But I'm just gonna take this color right here, which is the shade M82. So it's just a true deep kind of wine brown color. It's so beautiful, so pigmented, and I think it's gonna give me exactly what I'm looking for. So to apply that, I'm gonna pick up the M506 brush from Morphe, which is just a really small detailed blending brush. And I'm just going to kind of tuck it into this outer V area. That's where I want most of the definition to go. And again, just using my little patting motions because I really want a lot of pigment in this area. Now I'm just picking up my little handy dandy blending brush, and I'm just gonna go right over that ever so slightly just to really diffuse the outer V and make sure that everything is blending out nicely. All right guys, so both eyes are done. What I'm gonna do now is go in with a makeup wipe and just clean up right under my eyes. And I'm also going to kind of clean up against the edge of the shadow. Okay, so now we're gonna go in and create a really fierce wing. For that, I'm gonna go in with my Sephora liquid liner. This is the Precision version, and it's just a really nice matte black liner. So to sharpen up my wing, I'm just gonna go back in with my makeup wipe, and I'm gonna take it on the tip of my nail and just go right under that to really sharpen it up. Oh my god, this looks so good. I know it was looking a little crazy at first, but you just gotta trust the process, guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera, and I'll be right back. So I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it wouldn't be a festive look without a little bit of glitter. You know me, I'm a little extra. So I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liquid Liner. This one is in the shade Midnight Cowboy. I want most of the glitter more in the center of the lid to give it a little bit of a highlight when you look down. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the eyes over here at this point, and we're gonna move into the skin, and then we will jump back into the eyeshadow once everything is done, and we'll apply our lashes and kind of seal the deal. So our skin is still super hydrated. I'm just going to apply a little bit of a smoothing primer to the center of my skin, and I'm gonna go in with an OG. This is the Benefit Porefessional. So I'm just going to apply this product to the center of my skin where I tend to have the largest pores, and I'm just going to diffuse it outwards. For foundation today, I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever HD stick. So I'm just swiping this across the face. I do 2 streaks on the cheeks, and then 1 on the chin, 1 on the nose, and a few on the forehead. To blend that out, I'm just gonna go in with my Makeup Forever foundation brush. This one is in the number 108. For concealer, I'm gonna go in with the Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. And what I'm gonna do with this is I'm actually going to go right under my wing and just really clean it up, and then just connect it to my under eye like that. So to blend out my concealer, I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Camo Sponge. I'm just gonna go ahead and spritz it a little bit with that ginger mist again, just to get it a little bit more moist. It did kind of dry up a little bit while I was doing my eyeshadow, so I'm just gonna begin to tap this under the eyes. This sponge blends concealer out like a dream. It's so soft and just works so well, so definitely check out this sponge if you haven't already. All right, you guys, so now I'm gonna go ahead and cream contour, and for this, I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty Tantour. So I'm just gonna stipple this where I want most of the contour to go. So I'm just going to line it up against the hairline, the cheekbones, sides of the nose, just the basics. You guys already know the drill. If you guys would like a in-depth highlight and contour video, I can just dedicate the whole video to how I personally go about highlighting and contouring my face. So yeah, if you want to see that video, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Leave me a red heart if you want a in-depth highlighting and contouring video. Leave me a red heart below and I'll create that video for you guys. For my nose, I'm gonna pick up that same synthetic Luxie brush that we used earlier. This one is the 209 brush, and I'm gonna dip into that contour cream. And I'm basically just going to create 2 little lines down the bridge of my nose. Then I went ahead and cleaned up the brush, and now I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out. So now we're gonna go ahead and do some baking, and for that I'm gonna go in with my Dermablend Loose Setting Powder, and this one is in the original version. So I'm gonna go in with my handy dandy Morphe sponge. This is just my all-time favorite. So I'm really gonna saturate the flat end of that sponge into my translucent powder, and I'm just going to go straight down, kind of connecting it. So while this is baking, I'm gonna go in with blush, and I'm just gonna use my handy dandy MAC Peaches blush. So lately I've been loving the Morphe E48 brush to apply my blush. I just think it fits perfectly on the apples of my cheeks, and that is normally where I like to apply it. So I'm just going to apply this ever so softly on the apples, kind of working in circular motions. So now I want to jump back into the eyes and finish them up. So I'm going to go in again with the shades Puree and Summer Yum, and I'm going to mix them on that same fluffy brush, and I really want to go ahead and blow out that lower lash line. So I'm going to begin in the center of the lower lash line, and I'm going to look up and slightly begin to blend these colors in back and forth motions just to really deposit the color in there. I like to slightly close my eye a little bit, not all the way, just to make sure that no eyeshadow is getting into my eye. But this is just the quickest way for me to blend my lower lash line and get that nice seamless finish. And I'm just gonna go in and brighten up the waterline, and for that I'm gonna go in with a nude eye pencil. This one is from Kat Von D and it is in the shade Swanly. I don't know if they still make this. I tried to check the Sephora website the other day and I could not find this, but any nude eyeliner will do. I know that ColourPop has some really great ones as well, so if you have that, just go ahead and use that one. All right guys, so it's finally time for eyelashes. So I'm gonna go in with a Baddie B today, and these are in the style Sugar Baby. So before I apply those, I'm just gonna go ahead and prep my eyes. I'm gonna give them a good curl, and then we're gonna add a couple coats of mascara. All right guys, so I just went ahead and popped our lashes on off camera. So now we're gonna move on to lip color. So I have this little combination over here, which is the Ace Beauty lip liner, and this one is in the shade So Gorgeous. And then for the lip color, I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Bakery Liquid Lip in the shade Mon Chéri. Alright guys, so this is what the red lip is looking like. I have to say, I was a little scared that it was going to be a little too much at first, but I really like this. So now we're going to go ahead and highlight the skin. I almost forgot about this, and I'm so excited to use the Milani Baked Highlighter that I picked in my Target haul, and this one is in the shade 120. So to get the full effect, I'm going to go ahead and use the Milani highlighting brush, and I'm just going to dip into the highlighter and apply this to my cheekbones where I tend to smile. Ooh, that's so pretty. Oh, I love that. Oh my god, guys, it looks so pretty. It literally goes so perfect with the eyes. I'm gonna put a little bit more on. Yes. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and set my skin, and I'm gonna go in with the LA Girl Shimmer Setting Spray. So it does to give it a really good shake, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. This is super cute, guys. It has a really nice scent to it, and it definitely give me a little bit of a glow. It's nothing too crazy. I don't look glittery or anything like that. So yeah, I think that is it. I'm gonna go off camera and just zhuzh up my hair, and I will be right back for the outro. All right, you guys, so I'm back. This will complete today's makeup look. Make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Nothing much else to say other than Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys on my next video.